It's been more than 20 years since the original Mafia game was released. But even today, the series is still one of the most beloved in gaming. Mafia games are known for their unique storylines, great characters, and immersive open worlds, which makes it all the more surprising that there aren't more of them. But luckily, after 9 years without a new entry in the franchise, we got to see the release of Mafia Definitive Edition, a remake of the first game in the series. And now we're hoping that this will be the start of a new trilogy. But what if I told you that despite the series being so popular, Mafia might have had the potential to be much more? In today's video, I'm going to tell you about an unreleased Mafia game that could have been. It's a game with a World War II setting, a different protagonist, and a completely original story. This is Mafia 2, The Italian Line. The story of how Mafia 2. The Italian Line was almost made as a strange one, and it begins shortly after the release of the original Mafia in 2002. Despite the game only selling 4 million copies by the end of 2003, 2K check. The developer of Mafia was already hard at work on a sequel. Not only did they want to capitalize on the success of the first game, but they also had some ideas that they wanted to explore that didn't quite fit into the storyline of Mafia 1. These ideas were centered around the possibility of making the game playable from both the perspective of the police and the mob. Now, to make this possible, they would need a bigger budget and more time in development. So they pitched this idea to 2K Games, who rejected it, wanting instead for the studio to work on another project that they had in development called BioShock. Despite this, 2K Czech continued to work on Mafia 2 in secret, hiding the game within the development files of BioShock. Eventually, they had enough of a build to show to 2000 Games and pitched the game to them again, which ended up working as the original Mafia 2 was greenlit, with development beginning in late 2004. However, not everything was as it seemed. While 2K Czech was working on Mafia 2, 2K Australia was also in development of their own Mafia game, which they were pitching as Mafia, The Italian Line. The plot of this game would have taken place during World War II and followed the story of a young Italian soldier named Gino Falcone, who, while fighting for the Allies in the Mediterranean, ends up getting captured by the Germans and sent to a prison camp in Poland. After escaping, he finds himself in the middle of nowhere, unable to speak the local language, and with no way to contact the Allies. He's eventually taken in by a family who helps him get back on his feet and recover from his traumatic experience. But soon after he finds out that they are part of the Polish Mafia, and that they are planning on smuggling weapons to the Russians, Gino decides to join them and quickly rises through the ranks thanks to his military training. But eventually he gets caught up in a gang war with another Mafia family. During the climax, he is betrayed by his former love interest, which leads to a final showdown with the rival family. It's clear that this game was heavily inspired by the original Mafia and its focus on storytelling. But it would have also introduced some unique gameplay mechanics, such as a stealth segment where you have to escape the German prison camp, as well as shootouts and car chases. But despite the game being in development, 2K Australia never really got very far, probably because they never actually had the rights to use the Mafia name. Seems like the main reason. Why this game never got made is because the developers couldn't decide on which version of Mafia 2 to go with. They tried reconciling the two versions by having the player choose between playing as either the protagonist or the antagonist, but it ultimately didn't work out. So 2K Czech ended up scrapping most of the work that they had done on their version of Mafia 2 and started working on a brand new game. That's right. All of this was happening at the same time. While the Australian version was being worked on, 2K Czech was secretly developing the game that we know today as Mafia 2. It took them 3 years to finish. But eventually, in 2008, the game was finally released. Although the game was critically acclaimed, selling over 6 million copies and receiving praise for its story and level design, it was still nothing like the game that could have been. After the release of Mafia 2, it seemed like the series was going to continue in the same direction. There were rumors of a third game being set in Las Vegas and following the story of a hitman who becomes the target of a powerful crime boss. But it never ended up happening, and then the franchise went into a weird limbo period. Even though the fans were excited to hear about Mafia 3, it would be another 7 years before the game was finally announced. When it was released, it wasn't met with the best reviews, which led to the franchise entering an even longer hiatus. It wasn't until recently that we saw the release of Mafia Definitive Edition, the remake of the original game. But it's been confirmed that the next game in the series will be Mafia 4. So what do you think? Would you rather have played Mafia 2, the Italian line, or Mafia 2, the game that we got? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, as it really helps the channel. And don't forget to subscribe. And here's another video that I think you'll like. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.